Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. I know this is going to be a short video, but if you like what you see today, go and like the full page. I'm sure there'll be more that you like. Today I'm going to discuss my winter carry, the Smith & Wesson Model 29 chambered in .44 Magnum. Now a little brief history of the Model 29. The Model 29 actually came out in 1955, I believe, and it was made famous in 1971 by the film Dirty Harry. As all you remember, let's start with the history of this firearm. I purchased this back in 2018. It was kind of or it was actually probably closer to 2019, right before the pandemic hit. And I'm glad I did, because this particular model, this is a Smith & Wesson Model 29-10. It's the newer model, and it jumped in price after I bought it. I paid maybe $900 for this, and then after COVID hit, for some places are selling these things for $1,300, even $1,400. So I got lucky, and I know what some of y'all in my comment section are gonna say. Well, it's got that stupid key lock on the frame, which if you zoom in, you can see it right here above the lock mechanism for the cylinder, or the cylinder release, whatever you want to consider it. Everyone gives me crap about that. I've never shot any issues with it. Me and my family, we like to push our guns to the max, and we never had an issue with this when we shot some homemade wad cutters out of it, and it did just fine. The Smith & Wesson N-frame is the top tier revolver, and nothing you can say or anybody will say can change my mind about that, because the N-frame was introduced to the world in 1907, and it's been a powerhouse ever since. It started off as being called the triple lock system, or in 1908 it was sold as the New Century revolver, but it quickly got turned into the triple lock because the original ones had three locks of contact for the cylinder. You had this lock here that drops the cylinder, but you have this little lock here near the ejector shroud. But they also, back in the day, had a little lock mechanism that would have been right about here that locked this in place. When the next generation of New Century came out in 1915, 1916-ish, they removed this whole bottom barrel shroud here, and along with that, they removed the triple lock. And then in the 30s, when they reintroduced it again, the ejector shroud, they didn't replace it with they didn't bring back the ejector or the lock that was here. So there's your little brief history on N-frames. Soon will be a new video on that, but I just wanted to show you, this is my winter carry. I wholeheartedly trust this firearm. This is my go-to whenever I have a chance to wear concealed carry under a jacket or a coat, just because I've tried to belt carry this, and let's be honest, it is not the best for that, but it is great for the barrel length and the grip I put on it. This is not a factory grip, as you can probably tell. This grip was purchased by me from Allemont, which, by a fantastic company. If you have revolvers, please show your support to Allemont. Great company. Now, real quick thing before we close out, I do want to express something. I do not carry it with .44 Magnum shells, because I do not want to break my wrist every time I fire it in self-defense. So instead, what I do is I carry 44 special bullets, which is what this original frame was meant to fire. And after shooting a box or two at the range, when I was making the decision to, these are actually really great rounds for the amount of power you get out of them and the amount of theoretical velocity and stopping power and ballistics that you get from the 44 caliber bullet from the 44 Special. It is a very, very beautiful round. It's just unfortunate because the 44 special round came out in the same time as the end frame triple lock New Century revolver came out in 1907, which was a little late in the game for revolvers because the world was transitioning to automatics, which now we call semi-automatic handguns, and calibers like 9mm, 45 ACP, 380 ACP, 32 ACP, and 9mm Largo kind of ran the game. And there were some other ones too, like 7.62 Mauser, but they were all being these high-powered, better performing cartridges in these new semi-automatic pistols, which was unfortunate because this bullet was a beautiful addition to the history of cartridges in the 44 caliber. Like up until Ethan Keith, I know I'm going to screw that up. Editor will put the correct name below down. He helped devise the 44 Remington Magnum cartridge, which is just it's an elongated version of this. It's made for performance. It's great for, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to justify why the Magnum I'm trying to justify the existence for the 44 Magnum for, because it is a beautiful cartridge ballistically. Hunting, like if you're putting it I would just justify the 44 Magnum in a lever action that you can purchase, especially if you already have a 44 Magnum revolver. I don't care if it's Ruger or something. If you buy a lever action 44 Magnum, it shoots beautifully. It's a great hunting cartridge. That's about it. As a self-defense round, if you're going to carry a 44 Magnum style revolver or chambered revolver, you might as well just put the 44 specials into it because it's not worth breaking your wrist over. All right. With that said, that is my winter carry. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please, if you like these little short videos, go check out my main content. I will have a whole video coming out on the history of the end frame revolver and how it kind of came to dominate the world in big bore cartridges, because it's not just Smith & Wesson that it affected. You have your Ruger, you have your it's not just Smith & Wesson that made a form of it. You had Ruger, you had Charter, you had all kinds of companies that were, Dan Wesson too. Dan Wesson is another good one, which I have a video coming out for too. It's a great frame, it's a beautiful carry gun, and it gives you a little feel of nostalgia when you carry it, like 1940s detective. All right, and that's the video. Again, if you like it, like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you in the next video.